Ever wondered what a handful of screws can turn into? Watch closely as we transform them into a razor-sharp masterpiece. First, we bring the screws to blazing heat, fusing them into a solid mass. The intense heat makes the metal pliable, ready to be shaped. With precise hammering, the rough form of the blade starts to emerge. We grind it down, revealing a sleek, sharp edge. Careful heat treatment ensures maximum strength and durability. Final polish, sturdy handle, there it is. Knife born from nothing but screws. Who knew something so simple could turn into something this incredible? If you love this transformation, hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping craftsmanship. You ever thought an old rusty chain could become a razor-sharp Damascus cleaver? Sounds impossible? Let's make it happen. Start with discarded steel chains, battered, forgotten, covered in rust. Beneath that rough exterior lies high-quality steel. We heat it to a scorching red, weld the links together, and start hammering. With every strike, the metal bonds, creating a solid billet. Next, fold and forge, stacking layers upon layers to form the mesmerizing Damascus pattern. Blade takes shape as we cut, grind, and refine its edges. Careful heat treatment locks in its strength, making it razor sharp. From rusty chains to a one-of-a-kind Damascus mini cleaver, who knew scrap metal could look this good? Would you use this in your kitchen? Let me know. You won't believe what this blacksmith just did. I handed him an old rusty car spring and asked, "Can you turn this into a knife?" His reaction? A smirk. Then he got straight to work. First, he cut the spring down to size. Then, into the blazing forge it went. Red-hot steel, hammered over and over, shaping into something sharp and deadly. Sparks flew, metal screamed, and slowly a blade began to take form. Grinding, polishing, and honing, every stroke brought out the beast in the steel. A razor-sharp edge, a sleek finish, and a handle crafted for the perfect grip. And just like that, from scrap to masterpiece, a brutal, handcrafted knife, sharp enough to cut through anything. So, would you trust a blacksmith to forge your perfect blade? Let me know. Ever wondered if ordinary metal balls could turn into a razor-sharp bayonet knife? Sounds impossible, right? Well, watch closely because this transformation is nothing short of incredible. It all starts with a handful of plain steel balls. Nothing special at first glance, but under extreme heat, they begin to fuse, forming a solid mass. With relentless hammering, the metal takes shape, slowly resembling the foundation of a deadly blade. Now the real magic begins. Precise forging refines the structure, making it unbelievably strong. Grinding and shaping bring out the perfect edge, and after a meticulous heat treatment, the blade reaches peak hardness. But what's a bayonet without a deadly sharp edge? A final honing turns it into a cutting beast. From simple metal balls to a masterpiece of strength and precision, who knew this was possible? Would you trust this bayonet in a real test? Let us know in the comments. Ever wondered how a rusty old car spring transforms into a razor-sharp blade? Watch closely. This is pure craftsmanship in action. First, we take the worn-out spring, covered in years of rust, but inside, high-carbon steel, perfect for forging. Heating it to a scorching, red-hot temperature, we hammer it into shape, every strike bringing it closer to its final form. Once forged, it's time to refine. We carefully grind the edges, shaping the steel into a long, sleek blade. The rust is long gone. What remains is raw power and precision. Next, the crucial step, heat treatment. The blade is quenched in oil, making it tough yet razor sharp. A final polish and the transformation is complete. From rusted scrap to a deadly masterpiece, who knew an old car spring held such potential? Want to see more incredible transformations? Stay tuned. Ever wondered what a discarded spring can become? Watch closely as we transform this scrap metal into a razor-sharp Japanese Tanto Ikuchi. First, we heat the old spring until it glows red hot, then hammer it relentlessly, shaping it into the iconic Tanto blade. Each strike refines its form. Each heat strengthens its core. After hours of precise grinding, the rough steel reveals its sleek, deadly profile. A mirror-like polish enhances its beauty, bringing the spirit of traditional craftsmanship to life. The razor-sharp edge is honed to perfection, ready to slice effortlessly. A custom handle completes the transformation, simple, elegant, and true to the Ikuchi style. From an old, forgotten spring to a masterfully crafted blade, this is the art of forging. Would you wield this masterpiece? Let us know in the comments. The legendary Japanese Tanto, small, fierce, and crafted with precision. But how is this razor-sharp blade truly forged? Let's uncover the mastery behind its creation. It all starts with raw steel, heated to an intense glow. The hammer strikes, shaping the blade with unmatched accuracy. Every hit refines the structure, making it stronger, sharper, deadlier. Next, the meticulous grinding begins, slow, deliberate strokes shaping the perfect edge. The blade takes form, but its journey isn't over yet. It's time for the soul of the Tanto. Heat treatment. A careful quenching process gives it a hardened edge while maintaining a tough spine. Finally, the polishing, bringing out the iconic Hamen, the wavy line that signifies true craftsmanship. The handle is wrapped, the final details perfected. A weapon of the samurai, a masterpiece of tradition. This is the art of the Japanese tanto, small in size but unmatched in legacy. Ever wondered if an old rusty leaf spring could be transformed into a razor-sharp Japanese tanto? Let's find out. First, we cut the leaf spring to size. The rust? Not a problem. A few hammer strikes and intense heat reshape the steel into something remarkable. The real magic happens at the anvil. Precise forging refines the tanto's iconic shape. Then comes the grinding, carefully sculpting the bevels for a deadly sharp edge. Heat treatment is crucial, heating to the perfect temperature and quenching for ultimate hardness. Polishing reveals the steel's hidden beauty, and after hours of sharpening, the blade is finally complete, razor sharp and battle ready. From scrap to masterpiece, this is the art of transformation. What should we forge next? Let me know in the comments. Ever wondered how a rusty old file can transform into a razor-sharp Japanese tanto? Watch closely. This is craftsmanship at its finest. First, we heat the file until it's glowing red-hot. The intense heat softens the hardened steel, making it ready for shaping. With precise hammer blows, the rough form of the tanto begins to take shape. Now it's time to refine. Grinding down the excess metal, we carve out the iconic tanto edge, razor-sharp and battle-ready. Every stroke brings it closer to perfection, but strength is just as important as sharpness. A sudden plunge into oil hardens the blade, followed by tempering to achieve the perfect balance of durability and flexibility. From an old file to a stunning Japanese tanto, this is the art of transformation. Want to see more? Subscribe and stay tuned for the next masterpiece. Ever wondered how a solid chunk of steel transforms into a razor-sharp wide tanto blade? Let's dive into the process. Every hammer strike, every grind, every detail. We start with high-carbon steel, heated until it glows like molten lava. Each precise hammer blow shapes the blade, forging strength into every inch. The wide tanto design, it's not just about looks. It's built for power, durability, and precision. Next, we refine the edge. Sparks fly as the steel meets the grinder, forming that signature tanto tip, thick, strong, and brutally sharp. Now the heart of the process, heat treatment. A quick dip in oil hardens the steel, making it unyielding yet resilient. And there you have it, an unstoppable, wide tanto blade, born from fire and perfected by skill. Want to see more incredible knife-making transformations? Stick around. This is just the beginning.